What's up, my ballers? My name is Keisha Swafford, and this is Ballin with Keisha. And I'm here with Helen Bohanna. She is the CEO of Bohanna Marketing LLC, and she knows her sports. I've seen her on Instagram. She's doing amazing things. She interviews coaches and athletes, and she's a big advocate for women's association, a basketball association. So I love that she supports women's basketball. That's incredible. There's not a lot of, support and marketing for women's basketball. So I really love that she does that. And also she has an associate degree of paralegal studies and a bachelor's in business with a concentration of entertainment and sports marketing. She has over 10 years of marketing experience, and she's a veteran in the marketing business and branding business. And this past year and a half, she knows her sports. Her brand has become very popular and is growing. And she provides quality media coverage, campaigns, and sports marketing and branding expertise. Plus, she's a tomboy. So, I was a tomboy. I still am. So I love that she loves sports like I do. And, I was just listening to some of her interviews, and she's very engaging, informative, and, she just a very good, interviewer. So I'm really excited for her to be on Ballin with Keisha. I just want to get to know her and see who she is behind the camera, because she's usually doing the interviews, and now she's going to be on the hot seat.
Right.
So, just Helen, how are you doing? Thank you so much for coming on the show. I'm
Welcome, and thank you for having me. Thank you so much. Because again, I'm usually the one who is booking the interviews or actually hosting the interviews, and now I'm the guest. So hey, I'm gonna make it do what it do. I'm gonna make the best of it.
I appreciate you. And I was just, we're talking about she knows her sports. I see her on Twitter and Instagram, Facebook, and I've been really trying to get you on my show for a while. What inspired you to start your platform, She Knows Her Sports?
What inspired me is I love all things sports, and like you said, I am an advocate of female athletes all around, because when it comes to female athletes, things tend to be a little bit harder to gain your respect and get your exposure in the sports industry. So I would like to be that liaison to make sure that these talented female athletes get the recognition that they deserve. And as you mentioned in the introduction, I'm a tomboy. It's funny because as much as I love sports, I was never an athlete. I was an athlete one time in my life. It was in 7th grade. I was just like, what, let me just pick up and play basketball this year. But I never fell through after that season. But I just love all things sports. I love how sports is the gap between the community and the industry. I love how sports is like the number one industry that inspires people worldwide. I love how sports is just so versatile. I love how it just gives me that adrenaline rush, when it's a good game that's going on. So that definitely inspired me to build my brand.
Yes, I love the sports too, because it really gives you energy, and just you can see the light in people's eyes when they see good games. And, just inspires you to do more, to be better. Just athletes in general, like they overcome so many challenges, and it makes you want to do the same thing. So I definitely relate to what you're saying. I played basketball in high school, and I wasn't able to play in college, but I've always played basketball, still play basketball. It's just a sport that really helps me relax and, a really good stress reliever. So, well, I'm glad you were able to, at least keep that passion for sports, even though you weren't able to play. So what kind of impact do you want to make with your brand, She Knows Her Sports?
The impact I want to make is when people hear of she knows her sports. I want the first thing that come to mind is positivity. Definitely, I put God first in everything. So, God, leadership, inspiration, motivation, knowledge. Overall, I just want to make sure that people have that comfort and that trust in my brand to help them grow in their athletic journey as well. So I just feel like my sports brand, is going to serve its purpose on the earth, of creating the next generation and hopefully the generation after that, of more Hall of Famers or more team owners or more coaches, more females in the front office in these leagues, not only just basketball, football, baseball, soccer, tennis, so hockey, NASCAR. So, I definitely want to be one of those brands to break that barrier for that to happen.
I love it. I am so for it. That is something that really we need in sports in general. Just get more respect for females, whether it's on the court, off the court. We are more than just physically. We can do more things. We have a brain. We have a mind. We can do anything that we put our minds to. So
exactly.
Yeah.
And what I don't understand is, this world wouldn't have humans without a female. So why not give us the respect that, we deserve? We're just as talented as the men that are playing sports. You have some of these female players that can really take on players with a high status like LeBron James and Kevin Durant, Steph Curry. These females can handle the rock. They can shoot the threes. They can dunk the ball now. They are dunking now. Yep. So, hey, give them the respect. Give respect when respect is due. You might not have to like them, but respect them.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. And the next question I want to ask, I know that you have a background in paralegal. You're also a businesswoman, and also you just want to be an aspiring sports agent as well. What was your journey like from coming from being a paralegal to getting into sports?
It's funny because I never thought that I would, get a degree in paralegal studies. What it was is that I didn't go into college straight after high school. I went into college 3 years after high school, and I was just like, let me go to college and get something so I can get a good job. But when I signed college, I happened to, sign up for the paralegal studies program, which honestly, it was the best choice for me because within that program, I learned my writing skills is definitely up to par. My speaking skills is up to par. And definitely when it comes to research, because, as a paralegal, you got to do certain research for the cases that go on the court for the clients that you're representing. So, and that all of those tasks are used within marketing and branding. I have to research, I have to write, I have to speak. So, the paralegal studies definitely helped out with that. And then going into business, after I got my paralegal degree, I never got a job because, I didn't have the experience. So I was like, you know what, let me pick back up and go to school. So when I went back to school, I happened to go into the bachelor's program. And what was funny is I was going to go and get my bachelor's degree in criminal justice. But I found out AIU had the entertainment and sports marketing program. So I was like, you know what, let me get into that. I love sports. And I, network with a whole lot of people, have fun while I'm doing my job. So, I got into that program and, within that program, the dean had connections to Atlanta sports and was putting on events where we was able to sign up as students to get our internship hours. So I was able to network not only in sports, but with event coordinating, creating marketing campaigns and things inspired me to become a businesswoman. So upon graduation in 2011, 2013, that's when I established Bohanna Marketing LLC. But so that's basically my mother company. But I was doing sports here and there, but it was more so marketing and branding. I was just continuing to grow a little over 7 years ago. But now sports has come back around full circle, and that is really, really, really my main focus. So with She Knows Her Sports, I'm definitely looking forward to be a household name and a brand that is known as the plug within the sports industry. You can come to me if you need great representation. You can come to me if you need exposure, if you need endorsement deals, if you need assistance with your image, if you need assistance with your branding overall. So I definitely would love for She Knows Her Sports to serve its purpose as long as it can.
I'm so proud of you, Helen. That is so awesome.
You.
Yes.
Thank you.
That is, yes. Yeah, I'm glad that you are taking your sports education to another level, like not just on the surface, but really getting into the business of sports and helping to elevate other athletes and get their story out there and their brand. So it's going on a whole different level. So I'm very excited to see where you go with that, and I'll definitely support you in anything that you do. Oh, you're welcome. And the next question I want to ask you is, who is your biggest influence in the sports world?
My biggest influence is my dad. Rest in peace to him. He's definitely my big influence because he was a football coach. So you already know, being a coach's daughter, you already know how the household was, and being able to, as a little girl, vividly have memories of, being right there on the sideline with him as he was coaching. And then, both sides of my family are very sports oriented. Like my mom's side is more of having a favorite sports team. But my dad's side was more of not having a favorite sports team, but they were also athletic. And, he and his brothers and some of my cousins, they grew up to be coaches and referees to certain sport teams and leagues in our home state. So, sports is in my blood. So, but my older siblings, because I'm the baby of 5, my older siblings, 3 of them, they played sports. Like my brother was good in football, and 2 of my older sisters, they were very, very good in track. Like they were track stars. They got the first place trophy, medals, and things of that nature. So, again, it's in my blood. So family and most definitely my dad is my influence when it comes to sports.
I'm glad that your family is very impactful in what you do every day, and I'm glad that you can live through them and through your father, just keep his legacy alive. And what do you want to do why did you want to be a sports agent?
I want to be a sports agent because I realize now, besides the talent, these athletes really need player development. It is very important that you grasp they are in touch with somebody such as an agent or a mentor or a coach that will help them maintain their mental and also like instilling them the knowledge that they definitely need to know about. Like right now, I can't speak too much on it, but a colleague and I, because she's a mental strength coach, and she and I are going to come together and create a curriculum within her player development program, because these athletes that's coming up, they really need to know the history of Black athletes in sports and what they went through in order for them to have the opportunities that they have today. And and how much let me see, how much say so that they have over their own opportunity versus a team owner or a coach, or let alone an agent. They have so much power and control over their own lives. They can call the shots before they can actually get out here and sign these big contracts. You see now the NCAA have no control over their athletes anymore. It is a law, the IL. These college students and high school, any athlete now, before they even go pro, they can make six-figure salaries or more before they even sign a big contract to go pro. They can get paid off their likeness, they can get paid off their image, they can get paid off their name, and nobody has control over that. So most definitely, as a sports agent, I want to make sure that the athletes that I represent and come across, even if I don't get to represent them, I want them to have that knowledge and carry that with them through their athletic journey.
Knowledge is power. It's definitely,
yes, most definitely
true statement. So they know, the better they know how they can take care of themselves, and get the money that they need even before they go pro. That's better. That's going to be so good for them, and that's going to help them not get manipulated by the industry. And
thank you. That's exactly what I'm looking to do as a sports agent, to make sure that these athletes are no longer manipulated, and they have the knowledge, like I said, they carry with them throughout their journey, so they know the steps to take and what not to take, and what to say and what not to say, and how to go about handling the situation as a whole.
I love it. I'm glad that you are just doing so much for athletes, just being able to educate them and giving them power, and just give them the tools they need to succeed before they even go pro. That's just amazing. I love it. And I just want to know, why is it so important, for you to just be able to get these people the help that they need? And why is it so important to you?
It's important because you never want anyone to go into anything, I don't want to so much say blindsided, but I feel like they have that right to know this type of information. They have that right to know that they have control. They have the right to know that they have the power. There is more to them than talent. And they definitely need to know that. They need to grasp that. They need to embrace that. So, that's just so important to me. And I'm going to do my best to make sure that, again, every athlete that I'm blessed enough to represent, or even if I just come across them and we have a brief conversation, I just really hope that they soak it all in like a sponge and just keep it there. And it's like their armor. They can wear it as their armor as they continue to push forward.
I love it. And I just have one question for you, one last question. Where do you see yourself, your brand, She Knows Your Sports, and your marketing business, just everything that you want to do as a sports agent in the next 5 years?
Oh man, I see it as a major empire in the next 5 years, because I would really like to have my brands to stay within my family so we can pass it down, through the next generations, because With my nieces and nephews, because I don't have children yet, but my nieces and nephews, they range from psychiatrists. They getting their master's degrees in education. I have another niece, she just got her associate degree in health science. One of my nephews, he has his bachelor's degree in, I think, it's something equipped to like physical therapy, like where he can go into the physical therapy facilities and work with athletes or, accident victims. I'm just speaking with my siblings like, hey, let's come together and build an empire and have our own businesses and make sure the kids is good. We have something to pass down. But also overall, definitely within the next 5 years, I would love to have my brands to be a positive impact on the world, because I truly believe that they both serve as part of my purpose. It's not all about me. When God wants us to serve, he wants us to serve others. He don't want us to be just about self. So I just want to make sure people gain knowledge. I want to make sure that people, they, build a great image, have great character, treat others with respect, take their talent and have their talent out here to be an instant and a motivation to others, pave the way for the next generation that's coming up behind them. And to also think beyond the career that they have now, whether they're an athlete, whether they're a coach, whether they're a trainer, etc. Think beyond that. When your career is over in that, what would you like to pick up and do? What would you like to pass down through your family? Like, would you like to own a team? Would you like to have your own agency? Things of that nature. So I just want to open people's minds and like I said, be that positive household name. When they hear Bohanna Marketing LLC or hear She Knows Her Sports, or let alone Helen Bohanna, I would love for people to smile. I would love for people to feel grateful. I would love for people to feel inspired and motivated. So that's why I see my brands in the next 5 years.
You know what? I'm smiling already, and I'm feeling motivated, and I'm feeling inspired. Yes. I'm feeling like I can take over the world. That's what I want.
Yes, I mean, that's what we're supposed to do as we pass through here. So we just, I just want to make sure that I'm told, I'm a good and faithful servant, and it was a job well done while I was here on earth. So that's all. That's my goal.
And you're on your way. You are on your way.
Thank you.
You're welcome, man. I love your intelligence, your tenacity. You're just very inspiring. I want to just tell the whole world about you, because I want people to really they need to open their minds and know that they can do more than just play basketball or play a sport. Like, there's so many avenues they can go into. So definitely, thank you so much for being on the show. Where can we find you on social media?
You can find me on social media, on Instagram at She Knows Sports. On Facebook, She Knows Her Sports with Helen Bohanna. You can find me on Twitter at Bohanna Helen J. And yeah, you will be sure to, follow my journey through those pages, and I hope to inspire. People can feel free to reach out to me at any time, ask me a question, or utilize my platform. So yeah, that's it. And stay tuned, because I do have a couple things in store. I just signed on to an all women's sports agency as their active director of marketing and branding. That sports agency is Swag Sports, SWAGG Sports LLC. Follow them on Instagram. We have a major announcement coming up on September the 1st. And, No, I'm just looking to continue to keep moving. Also next year, I'm looking to be a certified WNBA sports agent, and also to give out my first She Knows Her Sports scholarship to a graduating athletic senior. So
That's what I'm talking about. I love it. I don't know what to say. I'm just happy for you.
thank you. Thank you.
You're
Thank you so
welcome.
much. It's greatly appreciated.
Yes. And thank you so much for being on Ballin with Keisha. Follow me, Ballin with Keisha on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, on YouTube, Ballin with Keisha. And I just want to end it with this. Stay brave, stay bold, and stay ballin'. Peace.
Amen. Ballin'.